So my name is Ronald Brian Creed. I'm 28 years old.
I'm Austin.
I'm Eviani.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Miller.
Hi, I'm Savian Jean.
So my name is Marinelle Gonzalez.
All right, well, my name is Grant.
I moved to Lowell last August to attend a UML. The New England area. I've never lived here before, so it was nice to, I guess, kind of have like a new experience with living somewhere else that I haven't been. Then I wanted to attend UML just because of their psychology program. And then through that, I met a professor and fell in love with political science.
Well, I'm here in Lowell because this is where I grew up. My family lives here. My friends live here. And I have a great connection to a lot of friends here in Lowell. So
I love Lowell. I moved here when I was about 14 to go to St. Joe's. I fell in love with the boardwalks, the mill girls, just the walkways. I just love it here.
I am a citizen, been living here my whole life. Well, the reason I'm currently outside is taking a walk, getting some exercise in, so.
I currently live here. I'm not from here. I've been here for about a year and a half, more or less. That's like pretty much it. I don't live here. I'm not from here. I don't work here.
Well, I'm here to take photos, but my family's been from Lowell for a long time. My mom grew up here. My grandfather grew up here. So I've been in and out of Lowell quite a bit in my life, and I think it's just beautiful down here.
I moved here 3 years ago with my mom.
Even though it is like a fairly big community, it feels somewhat small. And like compared to like where I'm from, we have like a lot of like kind of medium-sized franchises. But here it's mainly small businesses. And I kind of like that kind of homey small business type feel to Lowell.
how I would describe Lowell is like if you go around Lowell instead of just staying at home, you can find places that you never seen before and learn more about it since there's like a lot of history here. Like specifically in Lowell, a lot of very historical things over here in Lowell. And it's exciting to see and it's extraordinary to see a lot of the time. So
History. The mill girls used to walk the same path that you and I are walking. They were here in 1703 and we're walking the same path. The history is just amazing.
At least, obviously, for me, it's my home, but I think just in general, Lowell, it's like a melting pot of just everything, like from culture to background to just even like a landscape going between like the neighborhoods.
I call it a menagerie of brick and people. It's beautiful and I really like it here.
Overpopulated. That's pretty much it. It's starting to look nicer than before. I'm not from Lowell, but I've been back and forth from Lowell, from Lawrence, so pretty close. Their buildings have been getting better, like the streets have been getting better, it looks nicer and things like that. But other than that, I'm not too sure.
When it goes to like the communities that I'm a part of, not really too much. There is a store over in Mill Number 5 called Pop Cultured. They have like a Pathfinder Dungeons and Dragons group kind of going on over there, kind of like I guess society. So I'm kind of in that. There is a like volleyball type like team group over at UML that I'm a part of.
I can't really say I'm a part of anything, but just part of the people of Lowell, but yeah.
I'm a sign language interpreter. I'm an avid kayak at this Merrimack River here in Lowell. In Lowell, you're part of just about anything. There's different cultured groups and you can go to those. There's also the park over here. I tend to walk over because there's always, bands or concerts. There's always, the little dancers, in their ballet shoes and stuff. And it's just a great place to go and mingle, and you don't have to know anybody, you just have to be there.
I am a musician, currently trying to reach out in that department. I think culturally, I'm African American, Black.
The Hispanic community? I'm a part of a women's softball league. It's not from Lowell, but...
I'm part of the culinary, cooking for homeless people, shelters, and stuff like that.
I'm an avid photographer. I've been doing it for few years now, I'd say. It's hard to keep track. I enjoy it. I'm a college student now, so I'm in the community of those with debt. Yeah, it's great being an academic and being a photographer. It's a good time. It really makes you think about things.
Back where I'm from, it was mainly my time in the service. That was like the main group I was a part of, and then my high school group of friends. So I wasn't as involved back home, just because there wasn't as much, opportunity.
I'm in like a bunch of different bands that like span from like folkish, like alternative blues rock to like full R&B, neo soul. I also am a huge gaming nerd, of course. I like rhythm games in particular, like Dance Dance Revolution. I'm a pretty awkward person, but like I just kind of learned to embrace it now.
Patient. I've become a bit more studious. I wasn't as patient before, but now I've become a bit more patient and open-minded.
I'm very hardworking. I go for what I want. Like, I'm very driven. Motivated is different. Like, I know my end goal, but to actually do it might be the problem. You know what I mean? But I end up getting it eventually. So, passionate about my family. I'm very giddy sometimes. I can be very shy. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm pretty smart, pretty artsy. I can draw. Not so great at freestyling too much, but I can draw, I can mimic. I think that's pretty cool.
Chaotic.
Chill and nonchalant.
I like to think of myself as open to hard work. I can't say no type of guy. I'm just willing to get things done and do what I enjoy in life.
The concept of how theology affects our psychological kind of minds and souls. Something that's just very interesting to me. So how certain like theological stories or even like folk tales or like fables, how those have deeper meanings into our, psychological nature as human beings, and how they have meanings for our own individual lives inside of them.
Of course, we're thinking about the presidency and the candidacy. There's a lot to think about: global warming, animals extinction. There's tons of that here. But luckily, Lowell's getting the birds to come back and migrate. So we actually have at Riverfront Park, there's an eagle's nest, and there's 3 juveniles and at least 1 adult. So there's a lot to do here.
Oh, I love all of them. All the salsa, the old school salsa though, like, the older generation, I love it. Like, their footwork is something different. So like when I listen to salsa, I like the old salsas. Bachata is like my thing. I do like hip hop, not that great, but like I like hip hop. My favorite form of dancing is ballet, surprisingly. Contemporary as well. Like, I just love like the stories behind contemporary and stuff. So rent. I think everybody has rent on their mind. How expensive it is, how unfair. I shouldn't have to think about having another job, and then I already have a job being a mom, like, and a wife, and it's hard. And even with a partner, you still need that second job. Like, rent is ridiculous right now.
Financial crises, everyone goes through it. But I'm attempting to look for jobs, get money, at least have like money in my pocket, so I can, at least have just like money to spend instead of just like an emergency fund. So that would be nice to have.
I'm at kind of an odd point in life because I'm between high school and college. I'm going off, and I'm honestly just looking forward to the future. I think there's great things ahead. I'm not one for pessimism, and I just think, if you think about things the right way, if you think about it in a positive mindset, put the right lens on, the positive one, and life can be good for you. You just have to think about it in a good way. I don't know, my head's a little empty right now. I'm just calm and relaxed. It's a beautiful day, guys. There's a duck over there.
Another thing in my mind is like, it's beautiful outside. You can see the water rumbling, just trees everywhere. Parts of them are falling off. Parts of them are staying on. You got insects roaming around right here as we speak, around under my legs.
I would say I like how they try to make it look better and nice, but I feel like they should actually try to fix the roads like their bestest, because there's a lot of traffic for no reason.
Construction is one of the biggest things that happen around here. It's more like the problem is where they focus on said construction, or like where they focus on like said projects, like financial projects.
I haven't explored much of the city too yet. I mean, Lowell, like in a very like genuine way, it kind of has everything that like an independent person or like even like a smaller family does need. It doesn't have the busy life that Boston is, and it's close enough to Boston to where you can kind of get to there without struggle. Maybe better construction, but I think that's everywhere.
Transit. There's a lot of people that are using skateboards and bikes and those little boards, and I don't think it's safe for us to drive, like, say, on Drum Hill in the middle of the road, and then it switches sides. So you have these people on bikes and pedal things that have to cross 2 lanes of traffic to connect to the other part of the bike lane. And I would like to see the bike lanes connected more safely.
Well, if you've been to Lowell, you can see that there's a lot of old buildings, some roads that have been covered. If you come over here to downtown, there's some roads that are covered that look beautiful as they are if they didn't get changed. But honestly, they should not really do much like change parts of Lowell, because it should be exactly the way that it is as it's historical, and it should, just get fixed and let the whole public see it and not just cover it.
I've been around Lowell for a while, and I've seen a lot of it getting cleaned up really nicely. Especially downtown, it's been a huge transformation, and I'm really happy to be able to walk around, have this nice path. Everything's beautiful, and as a photographer, I like beautiful things. It's a lot easier to make a beautiful thing beautiful than an ugly thing beautiful.
I don't know. I wish I could answer that question. I don't know enough about Lowell. My kid goes to school in Lowell, but she just started school, so like I just live here. That's it. Like I don't know what's around or anything, sadly. Like now that I think about it, it's kind of sad. I just kind of stick to what I know. And since Lawrence is basically down the street, everything, all my resources are just like in Lawrence, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm happy. I got the day off from work today. I worked 2 8-to-5s past couple of days, so I'm happy to not be sore. I'm happy to be on my feet, not working. It's been a good day so far. Took a little drive, it's nice.
I'm pretty happy, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty happy. There's not anything that I want more of, you know what I mean? Other than like my own house, but who doesn't? I have a roof over my head, I have a car, like my daughter's happy, healthy, we have clothes, we have food, like I'm pretty happy,
There are times when I'm not, but then again, everybody has to deal with it. At the end of the day, it's life. So yeah, I am happy.
People ask how I'm doing, I always say good. As of right now, I'm pretty happy. That might change in like 12 hours, but as of right now, I think I'm content with myself.
This beautiful woman right here, she makes me happy a lot. Even friends that I go to school with, even my mother that birthed me, everybody makes me happy. But there are times when we can all have fights, but we all come together and be like, yo, my fault, my bad.
Music, colors, like flowers, like fields of different colors and stuff, like bright colors. It definitely helps with your mood. Being out in nature, under the sun a little bit, that makes me happy.
I think the people around me make me happy. Like stumbling upon you guys doing this interview, honestly, I did not expect this, and it's nice to see another guy at the camera. It's nice to see things going on, getting to be involved in things. So I just like the people around me. You can learn as a whole that most people are good, and most people share the same motives as you do, just to be happy.
Just being able to go on these walks, like exploring nature, putting like my headphones on, listening to music, that makes me very happy. Playing music, just being able to like share the experience with other people. Food, I love food. I'm a foodie. My favorite food's lasagna. If you haven't had lasagna for whatever reason, have it like right now. that makes me very happy.
So something that makes me happy is the relationships I've made before I moved to Lowell and then as I have moved to Lowell. Because when I moved to Lowell, I didn't know anybody. I just moved here by myself. All my family is back in Ohio. So kind of moving here alone, not having any connections, has it's made me find happiness.
I think it's not a matter of understanding what you don't understand, but learning to accept what you don't understand and being willing to learn. Because no one's gonna understand everything, it's just the nature of life. I don't understand everything. I don't understand your audio setup, I do stills. But I learned to appreciate what's around me, and I think you just have to appreciate the unknown a bit and be willing to learn things.
That people do struggle and they don't need to judge other people, because I've seen that a lot in Lowell, judging. I feel like they should put themselves in other people's shoes and see where they're coming from.
Like, I am a huge 6 foot tall black dude. Like, that, you know, that's just what I am physically. And obviously there could be general stereotypes that surround that. Like, when people, you know, like, see me, like, especially in high school, you know, the first thing they ask, like, you play football? And I'd be like, no, I play drums, I'm in band. Like, just body image stereotypes and whatnot. Like, it just never really leaves.
People listening and understanding each other more, I guess, if that could even be a thing. Because most of the things that you do hear on the news are just kind of the bad happenings that are happening to people, but it's never about what people do for other people. So I wish that we would open more of that kind of like world of positivity out for people, so they can see what people can also be like. I think it's important to know where you come from and also who you are.
In Lowell, a lot of people trash. There's a lot of trash everywhere when you see Lowell, but some people don't really like throw their stuff in the trash to put in the recycling. So I'd say, like, I'd want people to just like just the people of Lowell to just like start picking up their trash and not leaving it everywhere, because they're gonna make Lowell dirty, and if it gets dirty, like, nobody's really gonna enjoy it.
Definitely. Unfortunately today it costs $100 to step out if you want to have some fun. Like, I know, like today right now I was just out on a walk. I know that that's free, you know what I mean? But like, actual activities unfortunately cost money, and every year everything just keeps going up and up and up and up, and like, I can't just go, and it does take away of the experience from the city. If I had a little bit more to spend on fun activities, I'll get to know where the hell I'm living at. You know what I mean?
Education. I think that there's two ways to go in Lowell. You can go academic or you can go trade school. And I don't think enough people are getting that option. If you choose to go academic, that's great. But if you don't want to be in the school for academics, you're not going to do well. And you're not going to come out as a graduate as somebody who knows what they're going to do. I think they should be given choices and internships. And you can't push somebody who loves numbers into swinging a hammer, and you can't do vice versa. So I think it would be best to just give people options instead of saying, you have to go academic.
There's a lot of memories, honestly. Like, I love being around nature instead of really going out like that. Some parts are bad, some parts are good, and if you can make the best of it, do your best.
Actually, just recently, a funny story about Lowell. I was attending a mass for a scholarship, and I'm not a religious person whatsoever. And I have nothing against mass, but this guy held the longest mass I've ever encountered. He kept on talking about Mexicans, and then he was talking about spontaneity, and it honestly just felt a little random, and that was probably my weirdest recent experience in Lowell. It made like a wedding or a funeral feel like a fun walk in a park. And again, nothing against religion. I have some friends who are very religious people, and that was just long for me. I can't sit down for that long.
Riverfront Park. It's hardly found, very few people can find it, and that's what I like about it. And you can kayak and you can fish, and it's just very, very calm. I like it there. You can also, I've done it, kayak from there down here. You have to go over the falls, of course, pull out. But that's my goal for this summer, to go from New Hampshire all the way through Lowell in my kayak. Did you know that Lowell is an island? So I thought that I like to walk along the waterfronts.
Funnily enough, I've lived like where we are, like in this neighborhood, like this is near downtown. I live across the Merrimack that way in Centerville. And on the other side of the bridge, the Red Bridge, there's also like a trail that goes like from the VFW to Drake. And I have never explored it until like last week. And I realized I was missing out.
We saw a turtle. That's pretty much it. It was actually around here we saw the turtle, so.
Last year, the first semester that I came to UML, I won an award for an essay I wrote for my political thought class. So like, I've always had like a vivid imagination, and I've always loved to put like, you know, my thoughts down on paper. But then as I continued to get older, I didn't really per se know what my calling was. Probably I'd say a year and a half ago, where I found out that like I wanted to be a psychologist and I wanted to help people. And then when it comes to the political side, the first semester I got here, I saw an introduction to political thought class, and I said, wow, this looks really interesting, and this is gonna take away an elective for me, so you know, why not hit two birds with one stone? I fell in love with the professor who taught the class, and then I found a way to correlate psychology and political thought.
I really need to get a belt for my jeans because I do not own one, and every time I walk around with anything that isn't shorts, my pants fall down. So that's a pressing issue to me, at least.
I said we eat like crap. Like we eat like crap. Like everyone just eats like crap, unless they're like plant-based. I'm not plant-based, so I'm not like promoting plant-based or anything like that. I have to work on my eating as well, but I think we all need to come together and finally realize that like our food in America is killing us. And we need to be more conscious about what we're eating. Yeah, people don't grow things anymore, definitely. We lost that art of farming. Now I feel like it's just like, it's forced. Someone in the family is forced to learn farming because no one else around the world wants to learn how to farm. You know what I mean?
Around maybe like 12, I got my first digital camera. It was a point and shoot. It was something that if you stepped on, you probably wouldn't miss it. To me, it's not really about the camera. It's about how you frame things. And from then on, I've kind of just grown my repertoire. I've gotten more gear. I have a little bit of a problem with getting gear, but you just learn things. You pick things up, and you start to learn the rules, and you begin to break them. And by then, you're creating things that you believe are masterpieces. I don't want to go into photography for business because I don't want to be dealing with bridezillas and people who are planning. I don't want to ruin such a nice hobby. When you have a hobby like this, you can't ruin it. I'm actually studying to, go into horticulture. I want to start my own business. Oh, I'm a wicked flower guy. I love perennial flowers. I'd have to say my favorite is Rosa rugosa, which is a type of beach rose, or Siberian iris.